And good morning. We're live from the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, 43rd annual edition, and I'm joined by a couple of the iconic figures out here at Balloon Fiesta over the years. One of the favorite balloons has been Smokey Bear. Now, I was slapped around early in the years because I used to call it Smokey the Bear, but we don't get away with that, do we?
Not anymore.
Well, here Kim Carrasco and Bill Chappell are here. Bill, you were the original Smokey Bear pilot. We did a big feature on you yesterday because yesterday was the 10-year anniversary of you running into a little snag out here at Balloon Fiesta Park.
Yes, sir.
It was a situation where, you know, I guess it was just kind of luck of the draw. You guys had launched in what seemed to be calm, normal conditions, but then there was a sudden gust of air that kind of yanked you sideways.
Exactly.
And you got hooked up on that big tower off to the west.
I refused to look at it.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I look over there.
Nice.
I will never forget because it happened late in the morning. As a matter of fact, I was leaving the park, and I looked up, and I saw you guys hanging there, and my heart stopped. I didn't know it at the time, but as I tuned into coverage, I realized that you had two young boys with you, and they at the time were 10 and 14 years of age.
Correct.
Now, you I don't think launched that morning expecting to be a hero, but my gosh, I was on the phone last week with Tyler, who is now 24 years of age. He was 14 that day. He started Army Ranger training last week, and he tells me, boy, he still loves you, and we'll never forget that day.
Well, it was...
Walk us through what it was like once you knew that you were snagged. What went through your mind?
Well, of course, what went through my mind was getting out of that basket, into the tower, and off the tower. But the whole prelude to that was, as you said, the morning was average morning. You know, we had the Albuquerque box. I had flown south and north and south and north, and I was on my last leg in. I was getting low on fuel, you know, low enough to be thinking about landing. And it was getting late in the morning, and that gust of wind hit me out of the east, out of the east, blew me west.
Yes, into the tower.
And I knew I was in trouble the minute that happened because, you know, we're trained to think of the best place to land possible as quickly as possible in that kind of event.
And that's usually not 500 feet in the air, is it?
That's right. No. No.
So you were hanging there way up high in the sky, and I understand that the gondola was kind of banging against the tower. According to Tyler, there was a little bit of a gap for the kids. They kind of had to jump over onto the tower, and you had to encourage them, make sure that they were able to do that. Correct. Before you got out.
Well, what I did was when we swung by the tower, we were right beside it, so I just reached out and grabbed the tower and held the basket steady so the boys could get out. And then when they were out, of course, I had to let go of the tower, and I started swaying again. And so I took this belt, the one I'm wearing now, took the belt off and tied the upright to the tower with it. And then I got out of the basket, barely fit through the rungs. And when I got inside, then I remembered my belt, so I had to get off the ladder, get over and get the belt off, and so my pants didn't fall off.
Modesty first,
yes,
right?
Sir.
Well, now I tell you, Tyler had more serious concerns because he told me he was a good 3/4 of the way down before he began to think that, hey, I might actually survive. he was very, very frightened, and he was the oldest of the two boys. He was saying that one of the news choppers came so close in trying to get footage that they caused the tower to begin swaying, and that was a big concern.
Well, I perhaps, but I think it was more the wind was.
You think so? Could have been the gust.
The balloon was still on the tower, of course, and it caught a lot of wind, and it caused it to shout.
Well,
I did wave the helicopters off because there was no no hope for any kind of a retrieval for us.
Well, I asked Tyler if that was the start of him being an adrenaline junkie, becoming an Army Ranger. And he said maybe it was, but again, he loves you, and we were able to have a very beautiful conversation. He has great respect for you, and just wanted me to relay his love and his best wishes. And Kim, this has been an emotional week for you too, because you were a big part of the crew for many years.
Yes, we have been, and this week has been a beautiful week for us, but it's brought back a lot of memories. And as you said, that day was heart-stopping for all of us.
Well, we've got the new balloon now, and Smokey continues to fly the sky all over, not just New Mexico, but large areas of the Southwest, being such a great, iconic spokesperson for forest fire fighting. Thank you all for coming by. We're glad you're still with us.
Thank you, Steve.
We're going to pitch it back to Tessa.